we head to Lawrenceville, Georgia for a contempt hearing. 48-year-old Sheila Holley has been charged with indirect criminal contempt of court. 7 days earlier, Holley was attending the retrial of her 22-year-old son, Austin Ford, who was charged with murdering his friend, 18-year-old Tory Lange. Ford pled not guilty, and on day 2 of his trial, Holley was brought before the court after a deputy observed her snapping a photo of the jury, which is a violation of court rules. The phone was confiscated, and Judge Deborah Fluker quickly reacted to the infraction.
I have taken a screenshot of the photo, and I will forward my screenshot to the court reporter for her to print and have it marked as Court's Exhibit 1. For the infraction, I am seizing Ms. Holley's cell phone, and Sheriff's Office will maintain possession of it until the conclusion of the trial. I'm also going to ask my staff to do a notice of hearing, scheduling a contempt hearing. Ms. Holley, you should consult with an attorney.
Today, Judge Fluker officially brings contempt charges against Holley, who faces 20 days in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. Deputy Rebecca Odom describes the incident.
As Deputy Hilbert was removing Mr. Ford, then he saw that Miss Sheila Holley had her cell phone. So he got her phone and he handed it to me. And when I looked at the phone, there was a picture in the small corner of the courtroom. That's when I advised the court.
After the phone and a picture of the jury are entered as evidence, Holley takes the stand and attempts to explain herself.
But did you see anything in the courtroom that, I guess, inspired you to take the picture?
I did. Throughout the trial, several of the jurors were asleep. My son is on trial, where they're trying to take the rest of his life for him. My anxiety was through the roof. I snapped the picture. After I snapped the picture, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so wrong. I'm not supposed to use the phone. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna delete it, immediately delete it. And I felt totally bad that, I even disrupted the court.
Next, it's Judge Fluker's turn to question the defendant.
Do you acknowledge hearing me repeatedly say multiple times a day throughout the proceedings the court's position regarding cell phones?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you in fact hear me say that your phone needed to be completely powered off, not just on silent, while you were in court?
I heard you say that, yes, Your Honor.
And despite whatever anxiety you may have been feeling, you knew that it was wrong to take a picture of the jurors in court?
Yes, Your Honor.
After Holley returns to her seat, the judge makes her ruling.
I do find beyond a reasonable doubt that Sheila Holley is guilty of indirect criminal contempt of court. She intentionally disregarded a command of the court by having her cell phone powered on without prior permission of the court, and by improperly taking a picture of jurors seated in the jury box in the courtroom during court proceedings.
And with that, Judge Fluker imposes sentence.
I order that she shall purge herself of this contempt by serving 3 days in confinement at the Gwinnett County Detention Center. Ms. Holley will be immediately remanded to the custody of the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office.
Holley served 3 days in jail, and upon release, her cell phone was returned and the contempt charge was removed from her record. As for Holley's son, Austin Ford, the jury deadlocked on his murder charge, but he was found guilty on 2 counts of theft and concealing the death of Tory Lange. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison plus 10 years probation. Next, we take you inside Gwinnett County Superior Court in Lawrenceville, Georgia for a sentencing. The defendant is 15-year-old Reginald Lofton. He's been convicted of felony murder, armed robbery, and aggravated assault. 9 months earlier, Lofton, along with 21-year-old Jermaine Young, ordered pizza at their apartment complex. When delivery driver Shane Varnador showed up with their food, they robbed and shot him, leaving the 28-year-old to die in the parking lot while they went upstairs to eat. When police investigated, they learned that Lofton's phone was used to place the food order. After searching the apartment, they discovered hidden pizza boxes, as well as the gun used in the crime. While it was unclear to investigators who pulled the trigger, Young and Lofton were both arrested. Lofton, who was 14 at the time, was charged as an adult. Both pled not guilty, and their cases went to trial. After hearing all the evidence in Lofton's case, the jury returned with a verdict.
In the first count of malicious murder, not guilty. We, the jury, found the defendant in the second count, felony murder, guilty.
Even though he was charged and tried as an adult, Lofton's ineligible for the death penalty since he's a minor. Now at sentencing, Lofton appears before Judge Randy Rich to hear his punishment. But before the judge imposes sentence, Lofton's sister, Portia Porter, pleads with the court for mercy.
My brother do deserve a second chance at life. Instead of throwing him under the jail cell, help him. Counseling.
When she's finished, the young defendant briefly addresses Shane's family, including his mother, who's sitting in the gallery.
I just want to say that I'm sorry for your loss, but I did not kill your son. And I wasn't a shooter. That's it, Judge.
The judge sentences Lofton to life in prison. But because he's a minor, in the state of Georgia, Lofton's eligible for parole after 30 years. Before he's removed from the court, the judge has a final few thoughts for the defendant regarding the length of his sentence.
I wish I could give you more time than I can because I think you're a cold-blooded killer. I hope you never get out of jail.
Lofton was sentenced to an adult prison for life, but he'll be eligible for parole when he's 45 years old. As for Young, he was found guilty on all charges, including malice murder and armed robbery. He was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for the murder, plus another 20 years for the aggravated assault. Next, we're outside the Crawford County Courthouse in Knoxville, Georgia. 78-year-old Judge Carrie Hayes has just arrived for work. One of the cases on his docket today involves defendant Brian Keith Davis. He's facing a felony drug charge, as well as 2 lesser charges. Inside the courtroom, away from cameras, Davis is asked to be released on his own recognizance. But when the judge instead sets bond at $8,500, Davis reportedly fires off a barrage of obscenities. The judge orders Davis to be removed from the courtroom, and it's captured on security camera. According to the judge, Davis shouts an insult on his way out. That's when Judge Hayes decides he's heard enough. He grabs Davis, who's cuffed and shackled by the shoulder. The judge then pushes Davis into the wall. Once the judge lets go, Davis quickly calls for help. He then has one final comment for the judge, reportedly saying, "If you touch me one more time, I'm gonna beat your ass." The judge stands his ground, still jawing at the defendant, and then makes his way back into the courtroom. Davis tries to get in the last word when a few deputies arrive on the scene. Davis is taken away as the judge tries to explain his actions. There were no criminal charges brought against Judge Hayes, but the state Supreme Court suspended him for 30 days without pay and he'll be publicly reprimanded by a superior court judge. As for Davis, his charges are still pending.
This is crazy. This is a total injustice.
Next, we take you to a trial in Lawrenceville, Georgia. 27-year-old Melvin Roberts has been charged with murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and theft. A year and a half earlier, police say Roberts was hanging out with 23-year-old Jabari Petway, who he knew from high school. Jabari picked up Roberts in his car, and the two drove to a deserted field. That's where Roberts allegedly shot Jabari multiple times, leaving him to die in a ditch. Roberts then allegedly drove Jabari's car 30 miles to Atlanta, where he and two accomplices tried to burn the vehicle. Jabari's body was found the next day by a property manager, and investigators were able to track his car to the accomplices, who told police that burning the car was Roberts' idea. When investigators found Roberts' DNA on shell casings and cigarettes at the crime scene, he was arrested and charged. Roberts pled not guilty, deciding to take his chances with a jury. Today, as the state presents its evidence, Roberts is claiming, while the jury is out of the room, that the case is fixed and that there's a conspiracy against him.
This is wrong, man. This is wrong. Y'all using false and fabricated evidence against me, man. This is wrong. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is a total injustice. This is a total injustice.
Roberts then challenges his own cell phone data, which the state contends implicates him in the crime.
Your Honor, you're trying to cover tracks here. You should not allow this to keep going on right now.
We're going to take 5 minutes because I've heard enough.
After a brief recess, the defendant's demeanor does not improve.
You gonna let this go over, man? You gonna proceed like this?
This isn't right. This is not right.
By the following day, with the jury once again not present, Roberts continues to interrupt the courtroom, this time turning on his defense team.
Ever since Monday to now, this man, this woman, they're sitting here, they're in cahoots, they're sitting here sabotaging me. And that's just like that VIN number. That VIN number ain't that man, that ain't that man's car. That ain't that man's car. That VIN number was fabricated and put on there. This is not a fair trial whatsoever, and you know this, y'all trying to do whatever that y'all can to sit here and try to convict me. You ought to recuse yourself as my judge. I'll see about y'all, Robert. That's right. That's right.
2 days later, when both sides come to rest, it takes the jury 5 hours to return with a verdict: guilty on all charges. The judge later sentenced Roberts to life in prison. He'll have no chance at parole. Next, we're at the Liberty County Courthouse in Hinesville, Georgia. Ralph Robinson starts his morning by staying active and doing his daily exercise. His routine includes taking a walk up the courthouse steps, but today's walk would be anything but routine. The elderly Robinson collapses. 15 seconds pass as Robinson lays on the ground. A woman who's standing nearby rushes to his side. She takes a look and then makes her way inside the courthouse for help. Another 15 seconds pass before the woman returns, followed by security officer Gary Eason, who immediately begins to check the man's vitals. Eason, who was just beginning his shift at the courthouse, sees that Robinson is not breathing. He goes to work immediately and begins chest compressions as onlookers begin to gather. Another woman comes from across the street to help as Eason continues the chest compressions. After more than a full minute of compressions, the pair desperately continue to apply life-saving measures to Robinson. The efforts of Gary Eason and the woman on the street are successful as Robinson finally regains consciousness. The first words from Robinson's mouth were, "Thank you." He's then taken to a local hospital by ambulance. During a hospital visit, Robinson thanked Officer Eason one more time. He also told him he received a pacemaker so that Eason would not have to save him again in the future. Next, we're in Atlanta, Georgia, for a protection order hearing. 53-year-old Rhonda Love has requested a TPO against Rietta Walker. Love claims that Walker has harassed her online and showed up at her house demanding money. Their connection? Walker has been having an affair with Love's husband of 7 years. Today, both parties appear remotely before Judge Alex Manning.
Miss Love, tell me what Miss Walker did to you, specifically what she did to you, please.
She showed at my house 3 times, once with a man and a gun in her car. My husband came to the porch and said, call the police, she got a gun in the car.
Tell me what happened, why she came over there.
Her and my husband know each other.
Had an affair.
Exactly, and it has been going on for some time. She has been calling me like the first of every month saying that he owes her money. She started talking like, you know, this is me, tell that call me or something she said. But I don't want to get between her and his relationship. I've been known about...
Are you okay with the affair?
I'm okay with it. I tried not to break them up because I wanted him to go there, but he wouldn't leave. He's still here.
Oh, so you want him to leave you and go be with her?
Yeah.
Well, Miss Walker, what? I mean, let him come on over and live. What do you do? You don't want him that bad either, right, Miss Walker?
I don't want him there. There's too much drama and a lot of lies. I don't want him. I'm okay. I don't have a problem with her either.
Well, look at that, Miss Walker. She don't even want him. You can't even give him away. You don't want him. She don't want him.
The judge seems baffled by the situation, but things only get stranger as Love explains how the altercations nearly became violent.
She started to insult me. Then she left after I called the police. And then when she came back again, she came back with a butcher knife. She had that knife out in her hand. She is running around here with a butcher knife in my yard, slapping on my car. I really had to send a warning shot at her in order for...
You fired a shot at me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, wait a minute. But you shot at her. You fired a...
I shot a warning shot into the ground.
Oh my God.
The two women continue arguing until Judge Manning learns that the man they're fighting over has 13 children from 12 different women.
All right. He has 12 children. 12 children by 12 different women.
13 by 12.
13 kids, 12 different women.
And listen, I love children. These women are all fine with me. I'm fine with them. And maybe he's whorish. Maybe that's his thing. But at the same time, he's good to me. It's not about what he and I got going on or how many children we have. You don't never go to another woman's house about no man. This is not what women do, especially not business women. Business women do not clown like that.
Before making a ruling, the judge wants a little more information from Love.
So you knew he was a cheater when you married him?
Exactly, and I agree. Because that's our choice. I knew he was a whorish man. I knew he was. But that has nothing to do with how I feel about him or how he makes me feel.
I don't know. He would make me angry. Most people he would make angry. But here's the deal, man. I mean, you can't go out firing weapons, even if she is out there kicking your car or doing whatever. Miss Walker,
Yes, ma'am.
your mama, she must want better for you.
Yes, ma'am, and I am doing better. I'm doing a lot better.
This ain't some sister wives things. I don't know what y'all got going on, but there's a whole bunch of drama. Here's what I'm gonna do though. In 30 days, ma'am, this is gonna be over. Ms. Walker, don't go back over there. This is gonna expire on October the 23rd.
And I'm asking for my PTO, and I'm asking.
I'm granting it for 30. Granting it for 30 days, Miss Love. Miss Walker, God help you. You live in the same neighborhood, so if you gotta pass her house, find another way out.
Okay.
After issuing the 30-day protection order, Judge Manning has a final comment for the plaintiff.
Miss Love, put your gun away. Because you're not, once that bullet leaves the end of that barrel, there ain't nothing you can do to control it. There is no such thing as a warning shot. You understand me?
Yes.
Next, we head to Atlanta, Georgia for an arraignment. Rodney Thomas has been charged with criminal trespass. A day earlier, Thomas, who has previous convictions for aggravated assault, battery, and drug possession, was arrested for urinating in public at a MARTA train station. Today, he appears before Judge Jesse Law to hear if he'll be offered bond. The state is represented by Ginta Bickerstaff, who's recommending a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services. Jay Kim, the public defender, agrees with the bond, but prefers that it goes through a jail diversion program called PAD, where community workers help people who've been arrested avoid incarceration. Bickerstaff strongly disagrees with that option.
Your Honor, the state's recommendation to have his bond through pretrial seems more reasonable considering that this defendant just pled guilty to a battery charge and he's currently on probation for that case as well.
Okay. Bond is set at $3,000. It's going to be a signature bond through the jail.
Judge Law rules to allow Thomas to stick with the PAD program, and the hearing's essentially over. But it looks like Thomas wants to say something.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you putting your hand up? And do you have something to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Please do not say anything. You got the best signature bond through the jail, please. You have nothing to say.
Despite his attorney's advice, Thomas seems determined to make a statement.
I just wanted to state that I am not on probation. That case was closed.
Okay, you don't have to talk about anything else.
Mr. Thomas, you have 77 arrest cycles. Do you think I really care whether you're on probation or not?
No, ma'am.
Then why would you mention it?
Yes.
The only reason I'm granting a signature bond is because it's being recommended by the prosecutor. But I was looking at a $5,000 bond because apparently you do not know how to use a bathroom. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'll do better, ma'am.
Very good. You are to stay 200 yards away from each and every MARTA station or property, including their sidewalks and their parking lots. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I know.
And if you need to answer nature's call, do you know what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
You are to use a proper public restroom or the privacy of your own restroom. You are not to exhibit yourself in any kind of public way in order to relieve yourself. Otherwise, the state has its right to charge you with public indecency. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, I can't believe I'm telling a grown man how to use a bathroom. This is all shame on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thomas was released on bond, but must continue his diversion program until his next court date. His case is pending. Next, we're in Atlanta, Georgia for a bond modification hearing. 38-year-old Tamika Ali has been charged with cruelty to children and simple battery after, according to police, she got into a physical altercation with her 16-year-old daughter. Ali was charged and released on $12,500 bond. As part of her bond conditions, she was ordered to have no contact with her daughter and stay away from the home. Today, Ali appears before Judge Alex Manning, hoping to have her bond modified for medical reasons. She's represented by a public defender, Hannah Rondon.
Go ahead, Ms. Rondon.
Recently, Miss Ali has been diagnosed with cervical cancer and has started treatment. Being unable to live in her own home has caused her major issues with recovering. She's had to live out of her car. So we are asking for, one, the stay away order to be amended, and also for the no contact order to be taken away.
Rondon then brings up the Department of Family and Child Services, commonly known as DFACS, which had opened its own investigation regarding the incident.
It's my understanding that that DFACS case has been closed, and that it has been closed because the allegations from the child, she admitted she made them up. I was told DFACS was going to be on here to speak to that.
Is anyone from DFACS here?
Since no one from DFACS is on the call, the judge turns it over to the prosecutor, Celeste Patton.
My position is to object. If Your Honor is inclined, I would like to hear from the minor child. I think she is on here.
All right, can you turn your camera on for me?
The alleged victim appears on the Zoom and is sworn in.
Will you tell the court whether or not you have stated to DFACS that this incident did not actually occur? Did you hear my question?
If you're close to somebody, you need to get away because there's feedback.
Mm-hmm.
When mother and daughter both move to avoid feedback, Patton and Judge Manning come to a realization.
Is the defendant currently in the same?
Whoa. Are y'all at the same house?
That's what it looks like.
Sure does.
Yeah.
The judge is not happy.
So right now what you're telling me is you're violating your own bond conditions before I say you can amend them.
I had no choice. I've been reading.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Miss
Stop talking.
Ali.
Stop talking. A child.
Miss Ali,
Stop talking. Miss Ali, stop talking. Absolutely nothing you say is going to help you right now. Ms. Patton?
Your Honor, based upon that, I would object. I think it still stands. She hadn't even stayed with the conditions as are right now. She's in the home with her. And how can the child and the victim in question be safe enough to tell me what's really going on if she's in the house with her?
I feel my blood pressure going up. Wait a minute. Miss Ali, I am sorry for your condition. However, I am not sorry that you couldn't follow instructions.
You and lied to you.
No,
Miss Ali.
Absolutely nothing you can say.
Try to
Ms. Rondon does not want you to
Miss
say
Ali.
a word. It is not going to help you. So, Ms. Rondon, I'll tell you what, you can place this back on another time. I'll give you a chance to have a conversation with Miss Ali. And then put it back on for another motions hearing.
Your Honor, I do appreciate that chance.
Thank you, Ms. Rondon. Best of luck to you, Miss Ali. Have a good evening. But you need to leave where you're at.
2 months later, Judge Manning agreed to modify the bond and allow Ali to move back in. Our next stop is at the Fayette County Justice Center in Fayetteville, Georgia, where 24-year-old Ronard Neal, seen here, appears before Judge Fletcher Sams. Neal's in court today to face previous charges of theft and fleeing officers. But there's one big problem. He was supposed to be there yesterday, but didn't show up. So after a bench warrant was issued for his arrest, Judge Sams orders deputies to take him into custody for failure to appear. But Neal has other ideas. He tumbles into an adjoining courtroom packed with shocked onlookers as he runs through and damages a door. In the hallway, he runs into deputies, including one who desperately tries to hold on to him. But Neal escapes down a stairwell toward the first floor exit. He can almost taste his freedom But with deputies and police officers in hot pursuit, Neil's escape plan is foiled. Neil is returned to court later that day, where he pleads guilty to his previous charges. And for his escape attempt, which included damaging property and injuring officers, Neil's hit with additional charges and 5 more years in prison. He's currently serving a 10-year sentence in Georgia's Lee State Prison.